Sorry, it's just for effect.
What effect?
Hey guys, I'm Mike. This is my YouTube channel. We've now moved into the garage where I think we'll be less interrupted. How did you like my Rob Fisher's Nice to be with you? Rob, we're going to cover a whole range of topics from e-liquid to devices to vendors. I want to share with you how I got into vaping and how I made that transition from cigarettes to vaping and how it's changed my life completely. Let's get into it. So how I got into vaping. So I was smoking cigarettes. I was smoking about 20 cigarettes a day, maybe split over 2 days. It wasn't a huge thing. Well, I wasn't smoking like 60 a day, but I definitely didn't want to smoke. I hated the smell on my hands, on my clothes, in my bed. I wasn't happy being a smoker, and I was looking for any reason. I was about to go get some Champex. I was looking any reason to get out of smoking. So my fiance, she went and bought a Twisp because, you know, she also wanted to stop smoking. She had this Twisp, and it would look like it was working for her. She just dropped the cigarettes and she had this Twisp. And I thought, oh, maybe I should give it a go. And then someone said to me, if you're looking at twisping, there's this place in Four Ways called Vape King. And they're selling something similar to a Twisp, in fact 2 of them for like $500. And I said, what? I have to have something like that. So off I go to Vape King, which by the way, when you first get to Vape King in Four Ways, it's like this house. It's got this big Vape King sign and some flags on the top, I think. And it looks really dodgy. It looks like you're gonna go get some porno magazines or something, but as soon as you walk in the gate, you kind of hit with this aroma, and there's a sign saying Vape King around the corner, and you're like, whoa, what's you feel like Dorothy in whatever that show was. So I open the door, and the first thing I see beneath this cloud of smoke is this guy called Ollie. Now Ollie is this really rad guy. He's got tattoos everywhere. He wears this cap, he's got a beard, and he's got these glasses on. And walk up to Ollie and I say, hey, how's it going? And he's like, cool man, what can I do for you? And I said, yeah, I'm looking at starting twisping. I want to get off the cigarettes. What would you suggest? And he said, well, it's all about what your budget is. And you tell me what your budget is and I'll be able to sort you out. Before I could tell him what my budget was, which wasn't much, he whips out this device. It's called a Snow Wolf. Now, going from cigarette and someone whips out one of these things, it's very intimidating. In fact, he whips this thing out and takes this huge, and there's just a cloud everywhere. And at that moment, I was like, what the fuck is that? And he says, why don't you try some of this? So he gives this device to me, and he's like, be careful, just take it easy. So I say, how am I going to do this? And he's like, there's a fire button on there. So I put it in my mouth, and then I cough my lungs out. He says, dude, that's a 200 watt box mod. You need to calm down with that thing. So okay, so he turns it down from like, I think it was like on 80, he turned it down to like 40 and gives it to me again. And he's like, right, take it easy, take it like you'd take a Hubley. you know, that kind of thing. So try it again, take it in, and as I blew out that smoke, I came to that realization that, wow, there is something so much bigger out there than smoking. And the flavors were just amazing. And at that moment I said, I have to have that. I have to have that device. And he was like, well, this is gonna set you back some serious. It's probably gonna be about $2.5 grand. That's why I wanted to know what your kind of budget was. And I was like, fuck, $2.5 grand. That's a bit crazy. So he gives me this other device called an iJust 2 by eLeaf, and it's like, looks like this long metal pipe, which is pretty cool. So I take a hit of that, or a vape, or a toot, or whatever you call it, and it tasted pretty much the same, and it gave me the same amounts of vapor. And I said, how much is that? And he said, that's $600. So I was like, I'm taking that. I then bought some e-liquid. I think it was 300 rand for an American brand, and I left Vape King. I think I'd spent about $1 grand, and it's just cost me endless amounts of money since then. But I would not take it back for a second. Now, the one thing that I want to cover is, in the beginning, is different e-liquids. Now, in South Africa, e-liquid is usually around 150 rand for 30 mils. In America, if you're getting American stuff, it's usually around 300 rand for 30 mils. Now, that's a lot of money for liquid. I was thinking about it the other day. Johnny Walker Blue doesn't even cost that much per mil than some of the e-liquids. And I'm going to give you an example. This guy knows what he's doing. Now, this is the e-liquid project, and the flavor is straw dogs, and the profile is a strawberry custard cream. Now, when you first get this and you smell it, oh, it's like heaven. And then when you first vape it, it's even better. Now, this is 100 mils, and I paid about 375 rand. Now that's some serious money on a liquid that's gonna eventually not last you very much. So what I want to get to, you get some e-liquids in this country that are great, and I definitely pay 150 rand for. But then you get some that aren't that great, and I don't believe those people should be charging 150 rand. I know it's all personal preference, but for instance, if you go from this, by the way, Kieran, you know what you're doing, to I got some crazy stuff the other day that someone sent me, and I was like, first of all, I don't know how you're making this stuff, and secondly, I don't even know if your taste bud, like how do you judge whether someone knows if something tastes good or not? So we're going to go through a bunch of e-liquids, and we're going to break them down from vapor production to profile to do the clouds kind of linger in the air, to the inhale, the exhale, and then by the way, this is just my opinion, and hopefully I can save you a bit of money, because I've spent a hell of a lot of money on good e-liquid. I've also spent a hell of a lot of money on shit e-liquid, and let's hope you don't have to do that too. Okay, moving on. Oh, and guys, I'm every time I talk about something or talk about a product, I'm going to put a kind of a link to their website right underneath. You'll be able to see it right underneath this video. So if I'm talking about straw dogs from e-liquid project, I'm going to put a link to Vape Cartel right on there. You can get this stuff from pretty much, I think it's only Vape Cartel, I don't know, but so their link will be down there. I'm going to tag Ollie and Rob Fisher in my Facebook page, so you can go see what I'm talking about when I talk about Ollie, and you can definitely go see Rob Fisher's Nice to Be With You. Those videos are amazing. They kept me entertained. do Rob a favor, when you see him, give his Rio a bit of a suck. He'll love that. Cheers, guys.